So you woke up this morning, you rolled out of bed, and the light bulb went off. People are moving to Florida. Maybe you heard it on the news. Record number of people who are moving to Florida. This is nothing new. I mean, yes, it's surprising every time it happened. It really started in the 1950s with the expansion of the interstate highway system, and people could drive down from Boston or New York, drive down the East Coast to West Palm Beach or Fort Lauderdale or to Miami Beach, or I-75. They drove down from Chicago or from the Midwest to the West Coast of Florida, Tampa or Sarasota, Pensacola, all the way down to Naples. Then you had the World War II baby boomers coming down to Florida. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been to New Jersey? If I said to you, you could live in New Jersey, or you could make a lot more money, have a lot more money, and have a lot more fun, and you could live in Florida, where would you rather be, right? People should pay to live in Florida, or pay not to live in New Jersey. And yet, you're going to pay up to live in New Jersey, or you could live in Florida for less money. It's a no-brainer. There was a lot of talk in the news recently about people from New York moving to Florida, specifically Boca Raton, where I live. The mayor of Boca Raton was quoted on the news saying that Boca Raton was open for business. And, you know, you have to settle it down a little bit. We cannot fit the entire city of New York in Boca Raton, Florida. But for those of you who are thinking of moving to Florida, Boca Raton, or anywhere in Florida, there's a lot of compelling reasons why somebody would do that. And everybody's talking now about it being in the news and as if it's a brand new idea. This is not a new idea. I'm 52 years old. My whole life, people have been talking about moving to Florida, whether it was the COVID shutdowns that caused a lot of New Yorkers and people from all over the country, California, Connecticut, Massachusetts, to move to Florida. Florida has been a haven for people to move to for its entire existence. One of the biggest reasons people move to Florida throughout the entire history of the state is there's no personal income tax. There's no estate tax, there's no inheritance tax in Florida. So the big reason why for 100 years people have moved here, that was number one. Certainly, every time there's a snowstorm in the north, or when COVID hit, or if a particular political party gets in power in the north and people are fleeing to Florida, that's a reason. But one of the biggest reasons is no personal income tax, and the overall tax burden is lower. There was some talk recently in the news about eliminating the real estate tax. I don't know how Florida would operate without a real estate tax. We need that. We need our sales tax because visitors to Florida have to pay that sales tax just like the residents do. I was recently in Europe. When a foreigner or American shops in Europe, you could apply to get your value-added tax refunded at the airport. We don't share that. We don't reciprocate that with our visitors. We want our visitors to spend money, and we want to get that sales tax. And that's one of the reasons why historically people choose to move here. This can translate into tens of thousands of dollars of money saved annually. Florida is and always has been very retiree friendly. There's no tax on Social Security or other retirement income. We have warm weather and active adult communities and great healthcare infrastructure for seniors. Another reason people move to Florida is for remote work, and Florida is very business friendly. Also has a very pro-business, lighter regulatory environment. Personally, it's not just people are moving themselves and their families, people are moving their whole businesses, all their employees with them when they move from these states to Florida. Florida didn't just accidentally become the go-to relocation spot. It's been the product of government policy, economic shifts, technological advances, infrastructure, and deliberate marketing over a period of 50 to 100 years. So if you're thinking of moving to Florida, please check us out at Real Estate Finder. I'd love to connect you with one of my agents. If you move to Florida, share with me in the comments why you moved to Florida, something funny that happened on the way to Florida, or anything else you want to share with me. Love to hear from you. Try to make this a two-way street. Thank you for joining us on the Real Estate Finder YouTube channel. Check out the Real Estate Finder podcast, my newsletter, and check us out at realestatefinder.com.